This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. They're the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website. I use Squarespace to build Ice-T finallevel.com and pbhgear.com. Both websites took no longer than 2 hours to make, and it looks better than if I paid a web designer. Squarespace makes it easy to cover all your professional needs and look amazing. All of their plans even include free e-commerce, so I'm able to sell my new shirts on both sites for no additional charge and with the utmost ease. My man Shani Sean works with Squarespace every day, and he'll tell you it's a breeze. Start with a free trial at squarespace.com with no credit card required. When you're ready to purchase a plan, get 10% off with the offer code ICE. That's SQUARESPACE.com. Offer code ICE.
Upon initial contact with Ice-T's music, I had envisioned him to be an ill-mannered and psychologically unstable man with an extremely uneducated and barbaric frame of mind, whose raps displayed nothing but ridiculous jargon, shocking sexual audacity, and repulsive images of the ghetto. However, after further analysis of his music, I can deduce that he is the epitome of anti-disestablishment terrorism, who embodies the entire spectrum of the urban experience and struggle. But to make things more plain and simple to the layman, I find Ice-T to be the dopest, flyest, OG pimp, hustler, gangster player, hardcore motherfucker living today. To be honest, I am totally and completely on his dick.
Welcome to the Ice-T Final Level Podcast, featuring your co-host, Mick Benzo, and your host,
Ice-T.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Final Level Podcast number 8. Mickey, can you believe it?
Hey, yo, it's like Las Vegas, baby. The hard 8, 2 4s. It don't get no better than this, man.
See, yeah. Well, we're very happy to be back for the 8th podcast. People didn't think I was going to stick around. They said Ice will do a couple of them and quit. But due to the fact the fans have been so great, the numbers are continuously growing. That's because you guys are telling everybody to tune in. I talked to somebody the other day, said they sat through 7 hours of this stuff.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, shit. I checked it out myself again over and over again. I can listen to myself. It's that dope. And if you want to hit us, just hit us at iceandmick@gmail.com. We respond to everybody, all right?
And today on the podcast, we're very fortunate. See, Body Count's in the building right here. I got Ernie C. Say what's up, Ernie.
What's up?
We got my man Vincent Price over there.
Hello.
We got Juan of the Dead, the new member.
Hello.
Ill Will, the drummer.
Ill Will, the drummer.
And they out here in L.A. We got my man Shani Sean was the driver.
Shani Sean was the driver. Shani, what's up?
He's
hey, my Universal's in the building. We ain't gonna leave my Universal out.
Al P's here. Lil
Al
Ice
Patron. Y'all heard of Al Capone? That's Al Patron.
We got Lil Ice in the cut. He's over there warming up on the video game. So we gonna talk to everybody today. You know, Shani Sean was the driver known to give freaks hell. He's one of the most famous members of the Rhyme Syndicate from the 6 in the Morning track. You know, he's a member of Body Count and Ice-T when we on the road. So
the anticipated weight of Body Count will be in the building very, very soon. The anticipated weight that they've been waiting on, bruh. The fuck is wrong with you, man? The anticipated wait is over, man. It's over, man.
You got it now, man.
You got it.
It's over. Body Count's back.
This is a great place to learn the English language.
Yes, sir.
Right here with my nigga Mickey. But anyway, BC's in the building. We just shot a music video this weekend. We have a big show. What's the show called this weekend, Vince? Where we going on? What's it called?
KUPD.
U-Fest. In Arizona. So the band's been in New York with me. We're rehearsing. By the time you hear this...
That's actually was Saturday. It passed already. That was Saturday.
Yeah, by the time you hear this, we've already done the concert. The concert was probably good. Some of us probably went to jail, and you probably are now hearing about that. But other than that, the band is out here. We finished the video for one of the songs off the new album, Talk Shit, Get Shot, what I think is one of the basic rules of life. We'll talk with the band and about the album in the music segment. But let's get into this, Mick. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go, man. Let's talk about sports, man.
Let's talk about sports. Let's go.
You know, it's been approximately 10 years ago that UConn up in Connecticut, both teams, men and women, have won the basketball NCAA division. 2004 it was done. Now it's 2014. Those Connecticut kids are dope, but I got a problem. When the fellas won that shit, I think that was the dumbest shit they could have did is tear up their own campus.
Why they do that, Mick?
Because they silly. I think when you win something, you're happy, but you ain't supposed to go up and tear up every goddamn thing. You know what I mean? That was dumb. Talking about, oh, they're going to refix it, it's going to look good again. But that was the dumbest thing. When you celebrate, why tear up the shit that you own?
Yeah, it's crazy, though. You know, it's funny. People come to me about sports a lot. I very rarely have time to sit up and watch sports. You know, to watch a whole game, I'll tune in. If it's playing, I'll sit there. But people get really upset with me because you ain't following the division. I'm like, no. You ain't following that.
But what's so special about UConn, they were the underdog throughout the whole March Madness. They wasn't supposed to win nothing, and they actually won the championship.
Well, let's give them a round of applause. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah, when you win something, don't wild out. You know, don't tear up shit. You know, it's funny, even since we got Body Count in the building, it's funny because after the end of the shows, a lot of rock groups break their instruments. They ask me, I say, no, we black. We clean our instruments. we try to make sure we got one to play. We don't be tearing up shit. So when you win, walk out real calmly and go home and have a drink. You know, fuck your bitch or something. Do not
don't tear up
shit.
Don't tear up shit. This ain't no riot.
Not at all. And that was sports. Yo, this is the Final Level Podcast. It's time for news. The biggest news is some 16-year-old kid wielding a knife. What happened there?
He went on a rampage out in Pennsylvania, man. A young 16-year-old kid in a school goes on a fucking rampage. What the fuck was he could possibly been thinking about? I don't know. He hurt about 22 people, wounded 22 of them.
Now, he didn't have a samurai sword. He had a knife.
A 10-inch knife.
A 10-inch knife.
I mean, he had like a 007, you know what I mean? Yeah, 007, you know, the one you snap out, you know, the old school thing. But what the fuck was he thinking about? My thing is, what possessed a kid to get up in the morning, go to his own goddamn school and start stabbing people in their back and they what? Oh,
but this proves my point when people are, you know, they got all these gun laws and they worrying about guns.
Yeah.
And I always said if a motherfucker want to kill something, they don't need a gun. You know, they can just, once that's in this individual's mind,
right,
and he wants to hurt some things, you know, it proof positive. A knife is all it needs. You know, motherfucker really bust you in the head with a rock. All nigga need is a brick.
Oh, yeah, really, that's all they need.
A sharp stick. You know, I've been, you know, we go to jail, motherfuckers find ways of hurting people. You dig what I'm saying? An ink pen to stab your ass.
A piece of paper can go through your body if you fold it right, bro.
Right. It's and we used to say in the streets, guns don't kill, cold heart kills. So, you know, before you decide you're going to take a life, man, your brain zeroes out. You go to another place where, you know, that seems like it's the right thing to do. And at that point, whether you got a gun, a dinner fork, a knife, whatever, somebody's going to get hurt.
Well, at the age of 16 years old, he's an adolescent, but he will be charged as a goddamn adult for doing that.
He should. Yeah. You got the nuts to go out there and take somebody's life, then you definitely should be charged as an adult. You dig what I'm saying? So
most definitely.
That's crazy right there. You know? So don't anybody know what spurred this? What made him want to do it?
Well, maybe they hit us up, iceandmick@gmail.com, and give us something what's going on about it. You know what I mean? Just touch us up. Let us know what your thoughts is as well. That's why we're giving this news up. That's foul, or that's fucked
crazy,
up.
Though. When I was in high school, we went to, me and Shiny Shawn, Ernie, we went to one of the most dangerous high schools in the country.
What's that, Los Angeles?
Yeah, Crenshaw High. They called it Fort Crenshaw.
Hey, didn't y'all, the Crenshaw High, y'all had that referee, Richard Steele used to go there too, right?
Yeah, Richard Steele was our security guard. That motherfucker wasn't moving nothing. He wasn't breaking up nothing.
Oh, he was a security guard, though.
Break to them Crips. Right. And them niggas started hooking off. He couldn't yell.
You talking about Richard Steele, the referee?
Yes, nigga,
the referee.
Richard Steele.
The referee.
Yes, Richard Steele, the referee. How many motherfucking times are you going to ask him?
You wouldn't get in the fucking ring when them boxers were near the break. Richard Steele was breaking them boxers up, though. He must have been a tough guy. You couldn't get on there and do that shit.
But you still wasn't busting a grape in the venue with motherfucking Crips. With the motherfucking Crips. When them niggas locked up, the security stepped the fuck back. But my point I was trying to say, Mr. Benzo, is that even though that was a violent school, it doesn't even compare into what's going on in the schools nowadays. Right. You know, going all the way to Columbine, going to all these crazy situations. That wasn't even happening. So what we thought was tough is nothing compared to what kids are dealing with in their schools today. I mean, mass murders, man. That's crazy. We'll send out our condolences and blessings to anybody that knew anybody involved in any of these school shootings or drama all over the country, because that ain't fly. Ain't nothing cool about that. That shit is whack. You know, that's whack. Kids are going to school to learn. They need to feel safe. You dig what I'm saying? On another news front, David Letterman quit.
The late night talk show. I'm saying, you talking about that
David
guy?
Letterman. Who the fuck else is David Letterman?
I'm saying, I don't remember.
The nigga that works at my car wash.
Oh, okay,
David
the car
Letterman,
wash
the
guy.
mailman. Look at LP looking at this nigga. David. People know who David Letterman is. Jesus.
So look, since David Letterman, why don't we do this then? Why don't you get a fucking talk show on NBC then?
You want to start a big thing? Okay, put Ice-T on and Letterman. That shit will get about 100 votes and a laugh. They not letting no wild ass nigga. They scared of Arsenio. Black people don't do shit. They scared of Arsenio. I'm like Arsenio squared. You know, cubed. God damn it. You get me on TV, it's gonna be some problems. Maybe a cable show. Who knows?
So Iceberg, Letterman, right? On the Late Show. Who you think gonna get the job? You?
I wish. The word is I think Steve Colbert from the Colbert Report is going to get that job. That's the buzz right now. I'm not positive.
Right.
It looks like him. And I've met him before. He's a good dude. Right. Very funny dude.
He can handle the position. I
got a picture with him.
Oh, shit.
And that was news. When discussing the news, it's important to remember that you can never predict the future. You need to be prepared for anything, and that includes making sure you are legally covering all your needs. Luckily, a lot of our basic necessities are just filling a litany of simple legal forms and making sure you are following the proper procedures. That's why I use LegalZoom.com. I let them take care of all of that for me. With LegalZoom, you can do everything from creating a will, trademark, transferring power of attorney, to forming your own LLC. Believe me, if you're an artist, you need to get an LLC, and that's some real talk. You never know what can happen in the entertainment industry, and you have to have your bases covered. LegalZoom provides a great solution that works for the busy player on the go and has great prices. You can get an LLC from $99 and a will from $69. An attorney won't even show you the exit door for those prices. You'll also get the personal attention you need, and they'll help you take care of all the details. When I formed my latest LLC with LegalZoom, they actually called me for every crucial update, so I was kept abreast of my business. LegalZoom's been helping families and small business owners for 14 years. Visit LegalZoom.com today. For an exclusive discount, enter ICE in the referral box at checkout. That's LegalZoom.com, discount code ICE. LegalZoom provides legal help through independent attorneys and self-help services, but it's not a law firm. Go to LegalZoom.com and enter the discount code ICE. Thanks for supporting the podcast and helping to keep it free. Yo, this is the Final Level Podcast. This segment is called TV and Movies. What TV show you been looking at? Hey, Shawnee, you been looking at TV shows? What's your favorite show?
Me, I'm eclectic. I like Nurse Jackie.
What the fuck did this nigga just say?
I like Nurse Jackie. Nurse Jackie's on cable.
Big old LA nigga.
Yeah. But Nurse Jackie is out of control. She's a nurse, but she's all up in the pill game. She was addicted to pills. She just had sex with the pharmacy guy. Why? So she can get pills.
Well, that shit might be wilder than I thought.
Oh, it is. Trust me.
It's like Weeds, kind of like Weeds.
Sort of like Weeds, but on another level. It's a lot of things going on, But this year she came back. She's supposed to be rehabilitated. So
Nurse Jackie.
Nurse Jackie.
Why the hell you watching a motherfucking lady on pills? What shit are you on?
That shit.
I like all kind of different things. Like I said,
that is different, like a motherfucker.
She was playing the pharmacist. Why? Because he had access to the pills, and every now and then she think he's gonna go up in and have sex, but all she was doing was just getting pills from him. You know what I mean? So it's a big game.
Okay, I can dig it. Nurse Jackie.
Yes.
Shiny Shine was the driver. He said that's something to watch. He's probably planning on on getting in the pill game, but that's another
That's
story.
what it is. He's trying to figure out how to get it in.
That's another story. I've been watching The Following. Now, The Following is a show with Kevin Bacon. It's about serial killers and cults. And, you know, there's one cat, he got a cult, and then he got away. He hooked up with a bitch. She got a cult. She trying to get him into her cult. He like, oh, bitch, no, I'm not getting in your cult. He went off and found another dude with a cult, jacked his cult. Now he has that cult. It's like cult wars. Now, in the meantime, Kevin Bacon is trying to bust these psycho killers.
Right.
And he's always 1 minute behind the murders. Like when he shows up at the room, they bleeding out. He gets there. I mean, the whole show is watching him show up late, you know, and he's having stress and he's having breakdowns, and it's the FBI, and is he in the FBI or isn't he in the FBI? And it kind of like handles my bloodlust. I have a bloodlust. I admit, I confess.
That's right.
I need to see people die periodically. I got to play my games. I got to watch my murder and my crazy gangster movies or whatever, or my horror movies. It kind of neutralizes me so I don't kill. Okay?
That's good. That's good. That's good. Well, I've been watching TV Land. I watch Mr. Ed, the famous talking horse, man. All that shit y'all talking about. I'm watching real old classic TV.
You look like kind of nigga to be looking at Mr. Ed. I grew up watching Mr. Ed. I know Mr. Ed. I bet you don't know the Mr. Ed song.
The horse is a horse, of course, no one can.
That is, of course, unless the horse.
The famous Mr. Ed. I watched that on TV Land.
And ask the horse, he'll give you an answer that you endorse. He's always on a steady course. Talk to Mr. Ed.
See, he do watch it. He watched that shit too. He ain't watching just The Following, y'all. The famous Mr. Ed, the talking horse. Vince, you didn't know nothing about that, right?
My nigga Spike told me one time this girl looked like, he said, man, that bitch looked like Mr. Ed. Said she looked like Mr. Ed's stunt dummy. That's why I don't want to meet her. On movies, Coco and I and Lil Ice, we recently went and saw Sabotage. Now, I give Sabotage a mediocre grade. It's basically a movie. Terrence Howard's in it and a bunch of people, but the star is Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay? And he's part of a DEA task force just going in, you know, getting it in, chasing drugs and stuff. And this one, he actually plays a dirty DEA agent. But the beauty of the movie is Arnold, man. Arnold's 66 years old.
Damn near 70.
Still getting it in. Still got the young bucks scared of him. Like, they not fucking with Arnold. Arnold is the man, and I respect Arnold. I respect Sylvester Stallone. You know, they still getting their movies in. What?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, sir.
The man who had a fucking baby with his housekeeper. That's the guy.
About that. See,
that's the guy, right?
No,
I'm just making sure it's the right guy.
No. You just sound like a bitch to me right there because you brought up some gossip. You see, and when we said on this we do not deal with gossip.
That's right.
And I say when a nigga comes to me with some gossip, I look at him like a bitch. Now, Mickey, I do not give a fuck who he's fucking, sucking, laying with, or sleeping with. That's none of my motherfucking. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's supposed to be throwing dick at everything. Okay, that's the fucking Terminator. He don't. What do we give a fuck about who he's sleeping? We men over here
doing it hard and heavy,
and we giving Arnold Schwarzenegger major props because Arnold Schwarzenegger was just a basic bodybuilder,
right?
And he was the biggest bodybuilder in his time, and you know, he made that parlay all the way to the governor. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
For LA, yeah.
Not for LA.
For LA.
Ain't no governor for LA.
Oh, he was a California.
Man, take this nigga back to elementary school. Ain't no motherfucking governor of a city. Governor of LA. Governor of California, nigga. That's right. Trump. Take this nigga out of here, man. All right, anyway, we just giving him props because, you know, people always say, well, it's difficult to make it here, make it there. But then, okay, and then they go, oh, the bodybuilders are dummies.
Right.
This man has figured a way to parlay himself into being one of the biggest movie stars and governor, and he's 66, and he's still acting. I mean,
and
come
trying
on.
to move on the presidency.
Yeah, you can't front on that. You can't front on that. Arnold's the motherfucker, man.
Yeah, we gotta give it to him.
You know what I'm saying? He should have pardoned Tookie, but that's another story.
That's right.
Okay, now
Wow.
we gonna keep it going, okay?
Yeah.
And that was television and movies. Yo, this is Final Level Podcast number 8, and this is music. Biggest news in music right now is all the drama surrounding the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Am I correct?
Yeah, no question. Kiss.
Break it down. Now I'm hearing Gene Simmons saying rap shouldn't be involved in it, and
Man, they definitely can't do that to hip hop, man. You know why? Because that's still music. But the biggest news is the group Kiss. They done told Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, go kiss off. They ain't doing no goddamn performance. That's crazy. To tell the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that you're not gonna do a show?
why? What's the reasoning behind that, Ernie?
Ernie, you know?
I really don't know. Juan knows a little more information.
The problem is
Talking to it for you, Ronnie.
The problem is that they got two what they call imposters. Eric Carr and Tommy Thayer are the replacement members of Ace Frehley and
Carr's dead.
Eric Singer. Eric Singer. Sorry, Eric Singer.
right.
There wasn't Eric Carr. Anyways, they got replacement members that've been there for a while, and the Hall of Fame wanted to use the original members, Ace Frehley and Peter Criss,
Right.
which that's who is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
So they have a problem. They don't feel they have the correct group there to play or something along that level. Well, you know, there's always going to be drama that goes around award ceremonies.
Yeah.
People say who's valid, who's not valid, who won, whether it's the Oscars, whether it's... This is my attitude about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I was very fortunate. I got to induct Seymour Stein into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That was hot.
The Furious Five, Mickey was part of Grammy.
That's actually the first rap group to get inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
And then there's a lot of people in rock that says, oh, well, the hip-hop shouldn't be part of that. I understand that. You know, imagine if you had, like, the hip-hop awards and all of a sudden Metallica decide they want to pop up in there. I understand all the beef, but the thing of it is, it's inside of awards. It's always going to be difficult because people are like, well, it's not really about that. It's about the fans, about this. Who are the judges? Who has the right to judge us? And all that kind of stuff goes down. And I understand it fully. You know, there will always be drama around award show. The funny thing is that people will talk about it, but goddamn it, if somebody says you're nominated, you show your black ass up. You're
going to take that award. You want that award, though.
But the whole thing is they wanted that performance, right? And I was listening to an interview, and one of them said, well, it's like this, you know. Imagine you got married twice, and somebody said, well, for old time's sake, go spend a night with your own wife.
Old wife?
Yeah. So then the interviewer said, oh, okay, I got it. Start backing up.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think what it is, the press blow it out of proportion. We here on the Final Level Podcast, we try to look at both sides of everything, you know what I'm saying? KISS is a tremendous group, you know what I'm saying? It's something that you had to see to believe. I mean, KISS in Parliament, Funkadelic actually shared the same people that did the stage theatrics. All the stuff came from, you know, I never forget one time we were in Europe. Remember we ran into Gene Simmons? And Gene Simmons was telling us in Budapest, telling us about their show. He like, yeah, and then what happens and the helicopter crashes and then there's an explosion and there's a fire. And I'm looking at him like, I got a strobe light.
They have cash. That's a lot of production money. Cash.
So we can't front on KISS, but hopefully they'll figure it out with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Also in music, I want to give a shout out to one of my family members. This is one of Ice-T's little homies. He got a new album out. You can check it out at ihateskinny.com. It's called Ghetto Disneyland. This is one of Ice's little homies. And, you know, my son has been in the music business and around it his whole life. And, you know, I told him, I said, what your dad likes is originality. And basically, I met Skinny. Skinny came out to Vegas with us and stuff like that. And his album is out. And I advise you listen to it. Go to ihateskinny, I love that name.com. And check it out. It's called Ghetto Disneyland. The kid is basically, what he call himself, a sand nigga. He's an Arab, but when you listen to him, he sounds like Drake mixed with Kool Keith, mixed with a little Kanye West, but it's crazy. The music is way off the Richter, and it's unique, you know. So that's his word, sand nigga, right, Ice? Don't get mad. Ice he called the Arab sand. No, this is what this little nigga calls himself.
Sand.
Yeah, but he's cold. Yeah, so go check that out at IEatSkinny.com. It's unique. You'll enjoy it, and that's a hip hop type situation going on there. But in the house, I'm proud to say I have my band Body Count is in the building, and you know, I got him on mic, so I'm going to do a little interview with my own band. First next to me is Ernie C.
Ernie C right here.
We got my bass player Vincent Price.
Oh.
Okay, we got the rhythm guitar Juan of the Dead.
Yo, what's up?
And the drummer Ill Will.
What's going on?
So, you know, right now I'm going to do an interview.
I want to see this go down. I want to see this go down, man. I want to see Ice-T do this one here,
there's
baby.
a lot of questions regarding Body Count. First off, you know, people when they say, well, Ice-T is in a band, a lot of kids are just waking up to it. You got to remember, Body Count happened 20 years ago when we started. So right now, if you're dealing with an 18-year-old kid, it actually happened before they were born.
Wow.
And the band came out. We made a lot of noise. We basically hit a speed bump with the United States government with one of our songs called Cop Killer. And, you know, we made massive news. It wasn't what we necessarily wanted, but now we're coming back, you know, with a new album called Manslaughter. So we'll start with Ernie C. You know, Ernie, so why don't you explain people how Body Count was designed and how it happened?
It's like we just needed somewhere to play, right? We played on all of your records for all the years. Me, Moose played on your records, Vic played on your records. So we just needed to take it another level. And, you know, I played rock and roll and you had your love of rock. And it just kind of was it wasn't designed. I don't think it was designed. It was just what everybody did. That's how it all came together.
So when we first started playing, it was just an idea to play around L.A.
Yeah, we were going to play around L.A. We were going to try to be like the Ramones. I remember we said we could sell 50,000 records. We'll be great. We could do, 50 records, but we'll sell 50,000 a piece and keep it going for forever. You know.
Do you remember our first gig?
Our first gig was at a place called Mancini's. Mancini's was a little pizza place out in the valley, and we played for about 15 people. And it was and Moose came there, brought his equipment there in his Cadillac with the top down.
Right.
Because we didn't have a van or anything. We just had the Cadillac with the top down.
Eldorado Coltrane.
And it was wild. We're like, it's pretty cool. I remember we said to the guy there, we said, we're the backup band for Luther Vandross.
And that night it was funny because it was the opening act, and they were like this hair band, and this guy thought he was who did he think he was?
He thought it was
Peter Frampton?
No, he thought it was the singer for the Who, Tommy Daltrey.
Yeah, he thought Daltrey. So this guy,
around.
So he comes out and he's got the mic. Yeah, I thought it was Daltrey. He has the mic and he takes the mic and it's rock and roll, and he swings the mic and he busts the guitar player in the eye. Oh! And the guy's like, oh, and he broke my nose. Oh man! And so the guy goes off. This is our opening act, and the guy goes in the back, and then this other guy's on the stage. I'm like, anyone want to rock with us? Anyone want to jam? And we were like, fuck you guys. And then we got up and rocked. So, Ernie, we've been here since the beginning. The band has gone through a lot of turmoil. We early lost Beatmaster V.
To leukemia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Later on, Moose got shot, in his old neighborhood, and then recently we lost D-Rock, the executioner, to cancer.
Yeah.
And so now we got new members. The first new member was Vincent Price. Now, Vincent was in the cut. How did you get into this situation, Vince?
I was first in punk rock bands and skateboarding, and that's pretty much it. And got into a band with Ernie, and Ernie asked me if I wanted to be in Body Count. Later on, here I am.
But my thing, I think Vince, weren't you working with Katy Perry one time as well?
No, hold up, Mick. Hold up. No, Mick. He's not working with Katy Perry. He still works with Katy Perry. What do you do on the side?
I'm a guitar tech. I tech guitars, bass, and keyboards.
Mm-hmm. So you've been on tour recently. Name some of the bands you've been out with.
Oh gosh, I'm embarrassed. Before, Dixie Chicks, Shakira, Selena Gomez, and Ben Harper.
Exactly. So I mean, what it is Mick. He's in the business.
Yeah.
He's
Vincent Price.
Vincent Price. So, but he is also
a member of the Body Count.
Yeah, the bass player for Body Count. And I respect the fullest of musicians that work. You dig what I'm saying? If your band right now, we just brought Body Count back. He's been out on the road, out with the big people doing their thing. So now he gets to come and slum with us for a minute and go out. And on another note is you're related to somebody who's really hot in the business right now.
Oh yeah, YG.
Huh.
Yeah, he's doing this thing right now.
That's your nephew?
My cousin.
That's his cousin.
YG?
YG.
Ooh, yes. That's a hot motherfucking record right now.
That's what's up. So, we might have to get YG on a Body Count track.
Oh, yeah. I talked to him about it before.
Yeah. That's what's up. Okay, next to Vincent Price, we got Juan of the Dead, the newest member of the band. Now, you got some other bands you work with. Name off your bands.
Well, I came from the LA underground scene in the 80s, and I've known about Body Count from back in the day. When you guys were at Bill's place and stuff, some of the bands
he played with Beatmaster V. I was in the room when he played with Beatmaster V.
Wow, that's why it all works out.
And you guys had a bunch of gear. I remember that room. It was like loaded with Mesa Boogie cabinets.
Little room,
yeah. Yeah, I came from the underground scene in LA. Various bands like Evil Dead and Agent Steel and stuff like that. And I've been doing that for a while, touring in Europe and just getting my medal on.
That's what's up. So now being part of Body Count, I mean, how does that feel? You happy?
I'm totally happy. I mean, I've been a fan of the band for since the first album, 1991. First album when I first heard it.
Yeah. Now, when I first met Juan, I'm like, okay, basically I see Juan, he from LA. I figure he Mexican. He go, hold up, Ice, I'm Cuban.
Right? Yeah, well, I mean, it's all good.
No. My co-star on SVU is Cuban, so we want to make sure we making the right people proud.
No, that's exactly. Make sure your fans know too that you are Cuban, not Mexican. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I just wanted Ice to know that I was Cuban. That's all.
That's all good. That's I mean, I want to know. I don't want to be called.
I thought he was Mexican. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was Mexican. I think Shawnee told me that. Didn't you tell me he was Cuban?
I know he was Latin, but I didn't know he was Cuban.
Okay, see, I said it. Yeah,
same shit, motherfuckers still motherfuckers.
One of the Dead, baby.
And rice, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Of the day, they be eating some oxtails though. That's that good shit. I fucks with that. Okay, Ill Will, the drummer. Now, Ill been with us for a few years and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, what's your origin?
I'm originally from Maryland, D.C. area, so I've been around like the punk scene around there. So. Home of the Bad Brains and stuff like that.
930 Club and all that. 930 Club.
930 Club and around there. So the bands I was playing out from there was a band back in the day. It was kind of like named Scuttlebutt, and then I had a band named Laughing Colors, and then I moved out to L.A. and now I was playing with Dead and Amelia. So now I'm playing with Body Count now.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's dope.
That's what's up. And it's funny though, but when you get into rock, most band members play with multiple groups. That's one of the things that, in hip hop is we'll do features, but band members actually gig with other people.
Right, they go out on the road.
They go out on the road with them and stuff. So now that we got this band together, basically what happened is we went out to Vegas. We got a record deal because the guys came to me, they say, Ice, we ready to rock. I'm like, well, I'm not doing a mixtape, man. We got to get a record deal. So we got a deal with Sumerian. Sumerian was willing to, help us get a record. I told him, I said, we didn't need a lot of money. We just needed enough money to get a good swing at the ball. They came with that. We went out to Vegas, put this record together. That was an interesting procedure. Now we're in the mixing stages of it, and the video stages of it. But, I want to know, how do you feel about this record we got coming, Ernie?
This is the best record we've done in 20 years. It's absolutely hands down. It has everything that Body Count is all about. Everything that we were at the beginning, we are right now. So it was just the middle was kind of... Middle records were kind of,
Well, you know what it is when you losing members, it's hard to get your balance. And Al P said the other day, he says, we got the right team right now.
That's
everybody,
correct. That's right.
Everyone's
That's right,
eager
Al.
to win. Everyone's on point. And even me, I had so much to say. People are like, well, what are you going to write about? I'm like, there's so much material.
Right.
Because pop music is just passed over all the issues. And, the album might well be called I'm Not a Hater, but I Hate Shit. Because we going in on a lot of things. Now, I know Will, when we recorded this record, when he got in there with Will Putney, the actual producer, drumming was an issue. We had to get in there, right? How was that?
Man, that was probably one of the hardest sessions I ever did. But it was the best drumming I ever did.
Right.
I think that really came out great, man.
It did. It did. And the whole thing is, in the days of leaking music and everybody's putting out stuff, we decided we're not leaking nothing. When you hear the first record, it'll be available to be bought, and the video will be out. And we got a June 10th release date.
My birthday.
But we ain't putting it out for free. We gonna make it. Because
are we gonna leak some on our podcast though?
When it's leaked out, it'll be. You can go get it. It'll be on iTunes. So it'll be the first place you'll be able to hear it.
Right here on our podcast.
On the podcast.
Okay. Body count, manslaughter.
Yeah, you'll hear the songs, and I'm just so anxious to let people hear it.
Yeah.
But right now, the only way you're gonna hear it is if you come to the concerts and the people that have heard it live. The other day during the video, we played the record. That was dangerous. I played "Pray for Death" and the whole place damn near destroyed.
What's so fascinating? Body Count invaded New York City, and Africa Bambaataa came to one of y'all videos.
Yes.
That was hot. That was hot.
Well, Bam has been supporting me ever since I've been in the business, and Bam is one of those unique people that believes in crossing genres.
Yeah, universal.
That's what he's all about. His first record was craft work.
Yep.
So, the fact that he's that kind of thinker that is into different things. So I knew this would be his, cup of tea. When he walked in there, he was like, oh man, I love this. He threw the glasses on. And
yeah.
Bam will be in the video. But, the band is here. They chilling. We're about to go to a final mix down over here with the producer and listen to the album back today. But I'd like to say, everybody, stay tuned. We will be leaking the records here first. These guys don't talk much. They talk with their instruments and stuff. You got anything you want to say, Ernie?
Not really. I quit drinking.
Ernie quit drinking.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That was a good one. That was good.
No, but maybe you could speak on that. When you was in the band and stuff. I felt that part of rock and roll, a lot of times people buy into the old idea of being high.
They definitely do, and I bought into it. It was a good sell. And so I just reached a point where I just had to stop because it wasn't going to get any better. So I quit drinking like 3.5 years ago, and everything is getting better. I heard it was going to get better, and it is getting better.
No, that's good, Ernie. That's good. That's good. That's good. So it can be done. You can stop. It can be done. That's all.
Our record comes out on my birthday.
Oh shit, June 10th.
It can't get no better. June the 10th. It can't get no better. It's going to get even better.
How many albums is this though?
It's number 5. Number 5, the 5th album.
That's right. And it's interesting though. When people go through these ordeals and stuff and they come back on the other side. It's funny. My man Guru, rest in peace. He told me, he said, man, Ice, I stopped smoking weed and I realized I didn't like any of my friends. So sometimes, when you are in that drug spin or that alcohol spin, you think that's reality, and then when it clears, smoke clears, you're like, wow, man, I was missing a lot.
And your real friends are the ones that are left. I lost a lot of people. My phone is not as full as it used to be.
That's because you don't drink with them. You're not drinking buddies with them no more. That's what it is, buddy.
Some people I didn't even know. I only drink with them.
See?
Why you calling
You're not drinking buddies anymore.
Yeah.
And you lose a lot of people. And we're back with my real friends. I know where,
and people look at me all the time. They like Ice-T, original gangster, hardcore this, hardcore that. But really, they, those who know, man, I don't smoke. I don't really drink. I never got high. I don't have any tattoos. It's like I'm more straight edge than anything else. Right. But I did that because I always felt that drugs and liquor compromised my life. I just felt like if I got high, anything could happen to me. And I'm an orphan. I felt if I hit the ground, I might never get up. So I'm one of those cats that's just, I get high off other things, off of challenges and off of rushes, and you might take me out. I might sip a little something, but I'm not. I don't have liquor and I don't drink it in my house. I'm not necessarily saying that's how anybody should be. I'm just saying that's how I am.
Mm-hmm.
You dig? So, you know, that's the business.
So
yeah, so basically body count is coming June 10th. You will hear the music here first. The video was complete. Yeah, I want to thank everybody who showed up at our video. All those people we just put out on Twitter. They showed up at the video, and it was crazy.
It was great. It was good. Though.
It was off the hook.
It was good.
Real fans, you know, going in hard. I got somebody said, "Man, I got a sweet black eye at that body count video." But you know, that's what our fans are about. So that was Body Count, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and music on Final Level Podcast number 8. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsor, Stamps.com. Postage meter companies used to have the monopoly on printing postage. They were able to charge us an arm and a leg, but not anymore, and your business needs to get on it. Anything you can do at a post office, it is possible to do from the comfort of your own office with Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you can get all the benefits of having your own postage meter at a fraction of the cost. That's why we use Stamps.com to print all our postage. Just by listening to this podcast and using my promo code ICE, you can get a no-risk trial. This includes a $110 free bonus offer with a free digital scale and up to $55 of free postage. Free. That's the business. Before you do anything, sign up by going to Stamps.com and click on the microphone at the top of the home page. Then type ICE. That's Stamps.com, promo code ICE. I want to give a special thanks to Stamps.com for supporting the podcast. Please support them since they're supporting us. I got 99 problems and a stamp ain't one. Yo, this is the Final Level Podcast, and this is games. Now, you know, so last week I talked about the new game I've been playing on my Xbox. Yes, I got my TV fixed. I'm back up. I'm HDMI. I'm rolling. You know,
what game was that, though?
It's Titanfall.
So you've been playing it a lot more this week.
Well, what happened was my son came out to visit me. He's been out here for the body count video. So I threw him the controllers to Titanfall. And, you know, I gave it a so-so review last week, right? Because I hadn't really played it that much. He's been going in.
So you tell me Lil Ice has been playing that Titanfall.
Lil Ice is about to give the review on Titanfall. Go, Ice. Tell him what this is. Lil Ice. What's up, baby?
Oh, yo, what's happening? What's happening?
Tell the people about this game. Your review of Titanfall.
Well, basically, my review of Titanfall, you can't go off of your review because I'm not trying to talk smack or anything, but you know, you kind of slow when it comes to picking up video games. So, you know, I picked up the game and I played it about 3 or 4 times.
This kid got to come out and diss me right now. That's how y'all know that's my son.
You know it's got to be your son.
My son. You know, this is what happens. You know, you give a kid everything in the world, and he starts his interview off. First thing he says about his dad
is don't believe the hype.
All right, after that bullshit, talk about the motherfucking game.
Nah. It's a dope game. It's one of those games that it's very different. You know, you can't pick it up expecting it's going to be just like Call of Duty. Because if you play it just like Call of Duty, you're going to die. I mean, this game, you got jetpacks in it. You can fly in it. You know, you're hopping in the machine. You're basically being a robot. It's like playing, how do you say it?
Mech Warriors?
I like to consider it like a, Transformers. It's kind of like a Transformers. That's how I feel.
Okay, so give up some gameplay. Like, what's the tricks?
I mean, okay, one of the main...
We got gamers listening out.
Okay, I mean, one of the main things that you got to learn is that use your wall running. There's a thing in there where it's called wall running. So it's not like you're doing normal walking like, Call of Duty where you can just sprint and do jumps and stuff like that. This one you can actually wall run, where if you double tap the A button and then you actually go up against the wall, your dude will actually run against the wall for a short amount of time. Right. And if you hold the shoot trigger, he'll even climb right there and stay right there and post up. So you can hide in the cut and do a little bit of camping if you want to.
Right. Now what's that thing you've been yelling? I'm upstairs, I hear you yell rodeo.
Alright, so it's basically so after 2 minutes in the game, you can get your Titanfall, which is your robot, and you have an anti-Titan weapon, which is basically you can take your Titan, and you're called a pilot in the game. So you're not a carrier, you're called a pilot.
Now you got pilots and you got grunts.
Yeah, you got pilots and you got grunts. So they basically made it so that grunts are in the game, so it kind of distracts the other players, Right. So that as the pilot, you can kind of blend in with the grunts, and the other players don't know who you are. So there's this thing that I kind of mastered down, and I'm, a legend at it now. And when I go into the game room, they're like, "Oh snaps, Ice is up in here."
The legend.
This is King
Lil Ice is up now. Lil Ice, not Ice. That big Ice over there.
And basically, you got to get pretty nice like I am. But so hold on. If you think you a good gamer out there, catch me in Xbox Live. It's Ice SMG.
So what's your name on Xbox Live?
It's Ice SMG, and that stands for Sex, Money, and Guns.
Well, they got to tell them that. I already know it, man.
Okay.
But yeah, so no, basically a rodeo is basically what happens is you take your pilot and you run up to the robot and you jump up. You gotta do it all slick and stuff so he don't step on you or punch you. And you jump on top of the robot and you yank his guts out. And then you start shooting at his brain and it kills him way faster than if you were even in a Titan.
Wow.
It's a little trick.
Damn.
Yeah, rodeo.
Wow. So in a regular match, how many Titan kills do you get?
Get about 10, 15.
Yeah, it's hard to kill one Titan, from Titan to Titan. So now you've been playing the game solid for a week.
Yeah.
What's your rating on the game?
Higher than you. I'm just kidding.
It's all about this in your fire.
It's just
why can we get into the psychology of why?
It just makes me feel good because you want an honest answer.
It makes him feel good.
It makes me feel good.
Okay, all these kids,
you know what it is, honestly, because it's not that many people I look up to. So if I feel I can actually do something better a little bit than you, I feel like I'm doing something good.
Okay, all right, backhanded compliment.
Wow, he came in, snuck in,
because he know he gonna want some money later on. My nigga. Hey, but all right, no, I'm not saying your rating versus me. I'm saying if you had to rate the game, first, let's say you give Call of Duty what?
I give Call of Duty 10. That's one of my games.
That's a high rate.
I'll give honestly Titanfall in between like an 8.5, 9. Because there's still some things that they need to fix.
The one thing I haven't figured out is there a way you can hook up squads and teams on there? Can you cook up a private room and get your own clan together?
I haven't really figured that out yet. One, because there's not that many players that are on that yet. You know what I mean? Like our SMG clan, all of the players aren't really on it. There might be one person on there. So I haven't really found the way to, invite a player to a match something. Because usually when you do it, there's already people in the lobby and stuff.
Right. That's one thing on Call of Duty you can create. Like we could have a body count clan and we could all go into one room and we could roll against other people, which makes it fun. Right. This is like you're playing with random people.
Yeah.
But
so you might get stuck in a lobby with, some weak players, and then I hate to say it, but it does, based on the team sometimes.
Come on, Ice, bro. Y'all could talk about this shit for about 2 hours, man, this gaming thing, man. I want to find out what else is Lil Ice doing when we started talking about his clothing line. What's happening with that, man?
Oh, matter of fact, I wanted to say thanks, Mick, and thanks, Pop, for the shout out last time y'all gave us, because we did get some more sales, right after the day when people checked it out. So that was dope. That was dope.
Speak on it now. Speak on what's going on with you, your entrepreneurial ism.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's the new word, ism.
Nah, so basically, I was just sitting back at home and I was talking to my partner. We were just looking at the clothing lines that were out there right now. And, I hate to say it, but, a big thing right now that everyone is, there's a lot of smokers out there. Right. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people, and a lot of people are proud to smoke their weed because, if you can smoke your weed and do what you got to do and still get your shit done, then what's there to hate on it?
You ain't got to talk. Shotty the driver was a serious weed. I smoke weed every day since I known him, and he gets shit done. So it's all good.
Basically, I was just looking at it and I was like, okay, there really isn't one clothing line out there that, you know, really is just for the smokers out there, you know, just for people that, you know, want to represent themselves, you know. So basically I came out with a clothing line called Hempen Relax, and it's basically just geared to all my smokers out there, literally.
What's the name of it again? Say it again.
Hemp and Relax.
What's the website?
It's HEMPAND and Relax, RELAX.
That's what's up. So how's it going? I mean, you only been up a year.
It's been actually doing really good. You know, basically the biggest thing right now that we're working on is marketing, because you got to get people to see it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to all the different festivals. So I just got back from Hemp Fest, and then I went to HempCon, and I've been getting my little booths and stuff like that. And basically what's dope about it is when I'm going to these conventions and stuff, there aren't any clothing lines there. There might be one other guy, but he's got like 2 shirts with his dispensary or whatever. So I'm basically the only clothing line that's at these conventions and stuff. So the people are actually loving it. Like, they see it, they're like, oh my God, we've been waiting for something like this, you know. So they like it. And so the next event that I'm going out to, I'll be in Colorado this 420, which is coming up, which is April 20th. I'm gonna be in Colorado, and I'm gonna have my little booth out there. So Hemp Relax will be in Colorado.
And we're also gonna be out on the Body Count tour with us.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be on the Body Count tour. So Mayhem what's the Mayhem Fest?
Mayhem tour.
Mayhem tour. So I'm gonna be out there. Hopefully, if my dad lets me, I'll probably do a little Body Count collabo with him, you know.
On stage, nigga, you selling clothes and singing. Now, Ice has been getting on the stage. All the real BC fans know Ice was born on the Body Count stage. He learned how to walk on a tour bus. He's been stage diving since he was 2 years old. So he's gonna be out on tour with us this summer. He'll be out there. I'm thinking maybe we'll get a little Hempen Relax / Powered by Haith booth out there.
That'd be fly. That'd be fly.
We'll be slanging that stuff out on the road.
Because I know there's some Body Count fans out there that smoke.
Oh, no Body Count fans smoke weed. I doubt that.
Doubt that very much.
I doubt that. You might want to get some crack shirts, too.
Some Mollies. Mollies.
Talking about our fans. God damn it. I'm the only sober one in the motherfucking building, usually.
So your clothing line, you have anything else you working on right now that's in your...
Yeah, actually there is. You know, I'm not going to say everything, but I will say that I am working on a website right now.
Okay.
And then hopefully, you know, next time I do come do one of these interviews, I can tell you the name of this website and promote that.
Cool.
That's right. And he learned from his dad. Don't talk about it
until it's up.
We'll steal it.
Yeah.
Lil Ice is in the building. That was his review, the second review on Titanfall. He took it from my 7 to a 9. The only thing we find wrong with the game is it's very hard to connect your clan up. I'm sure people out there know how to do it, and we're just still dumb fucks regarding that at this moment. But that was games with Ice-T and Lil Ice.
In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
All right, this is Final Level Podcast number 8, and this is SVU Behind the Scenes. What is going on SVU? By now, y'all have seen that cat Lewis is pretty much through with money, but we did see Mariska get the blood on her face from Lewis. That's how the show ended the other night. We don't really know his situation, but I will say it's not that good, because when that much blood ends up on somebody else's face, it had to come from someplace. I don't know if he shot himself through his hand, but that's what's getting ready to go down. Now, the show is morphing. Now, all of a sudden, I've been saying, who's going to be in the squad room? Well, you see Murphy came in. This is the guy that was undercover with Kelly when Kelly was out there, you know, getting her swerve on. Murphy's now in the squad room. Now, where is the show developing to? Well, we got Mariska now. She went on the air and she confessed to beating that dude Lewis up with a pipe. How is that going to play out? So it's a lot of stuff going on. At the same time, Ice-T, Finn, still rock solid. I ain't tripping. I'm trying to hold the whole squad together. But the show is very on edge right now. The show you guys will see tomorrow will deal with the aftermath of the shooting of Lewis, where you saw Mariska under stress, and I think she did a hell of a job on this last show. This was a really difficult show. You know, she had to put a lot into it. My hat goes off to Mariska. On another note, word is out. They haven't picked up Law and Order for the next season. Now, here's some other information. They did pick up Chicago Fire and Chicago PD, two other Dick Wolf projects. So the question is, is NBC just moving for is it a negotiation thing? I'm not really worried about it because of the ratings that Law and Order has gotten, but I'm very, very excited how the fans have rallied and gone into mode about renew SVU and keep us in there. It's good to know that y'all want us around. Now, you got to remember, it's hard to promote a show that's been around 16 years. You can't say brand new.
Right.
Been around 16 years. But I feel, thanks to the fans, and it's only the fans, the show will be back for a few more seasons. Now, people want to know, how do they know what to renew? Television is basically just viewers. Mickey?
Yeah, no question.
They don't care what the show is about. They can tell how many people watch that show. The more people watch the show, the higher they sell the ads for.
The commercial ads, the commercials.
And that is what determines whether the show is
sells
going to be
TV,
on.
exactly.
But here's the monkey wrench. The way they tell how many people are watching the show is a thing called a Nielsen Box. The Nielsen Box is only in a few people's houses. I really wonder how many people are listening to this podcast actually have a Nielsen Box. I'm willing to say probably less than 10 people.
Do they know if they have one?
Yeah, if you have one. And if you have a Nielsen Box, that Nielsen Box, now I'm just throwing a number out there, every one of those Nielsen boxes act as 1 million people. Or 200,000 people. That's how they
rate it. They rate it on that. Right.
It's not really rated off everyone watching TVs, only those Nielsen boxes. So those Nielsen boxes, and this is an old way they used to rate television, but those Nielsen homes, those shows that they are on, every one of those TVs they call, say, 500,000 people. So you live or die by the Nielsen box. It's a very strange way that they rate television. So I could have 1 million fans out there and I'm yelling, they're like, we're all watching. It doesn't matter unless one of them have a Nielsen box.
Least, yeah. No, that's not. It's not internet where you can see numbers like your YouTubes. Numbers don't just go up because a person watched it.
It's old, and I don't understand why they can't have it built into the new televisions. Why they can't have it built in, all the technology that we have with the new TV.
Because then that's more invading our privacy, building into the damn television. So you turn on, they know where everybody's at. They're trying to keep that down. That's what I said. The internet is the closest thing to a Nielsen box. When you watch YouTube and you click, you see how many people watch your views.
Yeah, but it doesn't work with the Nielsen box.
Even the internet, it can be faked.
And I talked about it on Twitter the other day, and I said television is very complicated to explain, but it basically has to deal with viewers. But it's really difficult to explain how they count the viewers.
Yeah, it is weird. It's weird.
Shows live or die by those numbers. That's how it is. If you have a show that has 1 million viewers, then you ain't gonna get no big advertisers. You're gonna be selling hair grease on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
You can go back to selling Afro Sheen.
Yeah. If you got a show that has a lot of viewers, you see the Cadillac commercials and the Mercedes-Benz commercials and the Mac commercials. And that's why when you see the Super Bowl,
yeah, that's very limited commercials,
and they cost a lot because they know
2-3 million a spot, so they buying those and right in there in everybody's homes.
And when you watch cable, those shows are made for less and they make less because. But here's also what happened. You got to remember that at one time there was maybe 5 channels you could watch.
Yeah, it was 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11.
13. So now there's 500 channels.
Cable.
Huh?
Thousands. Cable.
Those viewers are now spread across a bigger landscape, so the numbers drop. That's television.
But when you got a good show like Law and Order, people always tune right on back in on that Wednesday night, baby. They're going to come watch it.
The cast is hungry. We want to keep going. The fans are still there. I mean, the topics are still, I always say Law and Order SVU is an important show because it deals with something a little bit deeper.
Deals with real issues that happen. And it's happening and it happened.
Yeah, heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Especially for women, child molestation, rape. It's real. And our fans, a lot of them are survivors, and they're dealing with this, and they it's almost like therapeutic when they watch this show, you know. So it's a serious show. It's just not a comedy that's all over here. Those topics are heavy, and when you're watching the show, a lot of times you're like, damn, you feel it. Like, this is real, you know. Especially the ones with the kids really freaks me out.
That touches everybody.
And it's real stuff. So this is behind the scenes at SVU. We're looking for that renewal. I'm pretty sure we're going to get it. And stay tuned, because Mariska done stepped in some shit she can't get off her shoe. She just admitted that she whooped that boy's ass. And we're going to see how that plays out.
And this is behind the scenes of the SVU.
Yo, this is the Final Level Podcast, and this is I'm Not a Hater, but I Hate Shit.
I mean, whoa. You keep saying I'm not a hater, but I hate shit. What the hell could you hate, man?
I hate people that step over your food and ask you, are you going to eat that?
Oh, shit, son.
I hate food snobs. I hate people that come at you.
I only did it one time.
You don't bother me. No, you don't bother me. You know me, I'm going to eat a ham sandwich. I'm going to drink in my Kool-Aid. Do you know how much sugar is in that Kool-Aid? I'm like, motherfucker, go eat your shit. Do not ask me about my food. Stay out of my plate. These are three things you shouldn't argue: religion, music, and food. Leave them a fuck alone.
Right.
If you eat Brussels sprouts, that's your motherfucking business. I hate those.
But you hate when they reach in your plate and ask you for some.
Does anybody like that?
No, I don't.
Do you like when you're eating and somebody comes over?
Hell no.
Ice, you like it when you're getting ready to have a meal?
No.
And someone...
Are you talking about when you steal my food? Or
I'm not talking about... There he goes. And
see? It's a Little Ice. Little Ice sneaks in.
I'm going to stop liking my son. He hates his dad. No, I'm saying when you're eating and someone comes in and questions your meal.
But this is what I want to eat. This is my food.
Yeah. So how do you react when they get in your plate?
I keep eating.
Good answer.
I keep eating.
Yeah. This is a problem. Has it ever happened to you?
Nah, cause I eat good food. Y'all ain't no smart.
No, they always just
they don't do. They know better than walk over.
The amount of food.
Whoa, hold on.
I want a salad. It's a 30-pound salad.
They know better than walk over and ask me about my goddamn food. When
Alfie ain't got no problem with that.
When Suge Day eating, they just move away. All right, when he eating, y'all move away.
He's a gangster eater. Suge Day. That's what we call Mickey, y'all out there, podcast world. Mickey is a miniature Suge Knight. We call him Suge Day. Motherfucker. I'm eating a corn dog the other day. Yeah, why are you eating a corn dog? Why? Because it's a corn dog. It's famous because millions of people eat these motherfuckers. Now, when I'm eating something you don't know what it is, maybe, but that's why it's called a corn dog or a hot dog. You cocksucking motherfucker. Did you go to a baseball game and you talking about give me some sushi?
No, they said give me a ballpark frank.
This is exactly what it is. So I hate people that step over my plate. I don't give a fuck if I'm eating cereal. I love cereal.
Right. Oh, you do? That's your favorite shit there.
You know,
shit.
What's your favorite
You
type
broke
of cereal?
down on that one. That's
I like
your favorite
sugar
shit.
frosted flakes.
Oh, yeah.
I like some motherfucking Captain Crunch. You know I'm gonna eat some Apple Jacks. You know what I'm saying? I like them Lucky Charms. Look at all everybody's getting off. Yeah.
The Captain Crunch with the Crunch berries.
Oh, with the Crunch berries, that'll work too.
Little honey nut Cheerios for the heart.
See, niggas is getting off over here with that shit. Listen, one of the beauties of being an adult is you get to eat cereal whenever you want to.
Even at night.
Even at night. That's when I like it the most.
Vienna sausages.
I eat Vienna sausages too. Got a problem with that? Shawnee will make a fucking spread. He be eating jail food.
What?
This nigga Sean has been out of jail for 20 years. He's still making jail food.
Spread is a delicatessen for those who know.
If we was telling one
out, jailhouse
give
spread.
Give a spread up, baby.
What a spread is, it consists of top ramen noodles. Okay. Right. See, let me back up. Let me back up. See, when you're in jail, right? You eating the slum food. You're not eating the good food. So a lot of times the high powered people, they don't go to chow. They have chow right there on their bunk. Okay. So only certain people could do that because it costs money. Everybody don't have money. But if you do have that consists of what you call a spread. A spread is top ramen smoked oysters, the smoked oysters that come out of a can, a little mayo, some chopped up onions in there, and maybe if you can get your hands on some jalapeno peppers and some hot sauce. All that's mixed together think of a tuna fish salad. Same thing, but it's a spread. And that is the bomb.
My nigga Thurston Howell III got a whole video channel on YouTube about how to make jail food.
Right.
This nigga eats jail food. He been out of jail 20 years, got money, and he's cooking that. He's making spreads. He's gonna be making some on tour too. But everybody I believe this, man. Eat whatever makes you feel good. Go work out. Do your stuff. Train. Everything in moderation. It's okay. But basically, stay the fuck out of my plate. When I'm eating, don't step over my food and point into my food and say, are you gonna eat that? Yes, I'm gonna eat it. The fuck do you think? I'm gonna shove it up your ass, dumb fuck? That's what I hate. I hate food snobs too. Like you go, oh, I go to this restaurant, and they go, oh my God. That restaurant.
You know, remember one time you went to White Castle and the motherfucker asked you, why you buying White Castle? You told motherfuckers,
because they ain't got a Black Castle. Fuck, I'm at White Castle for them shits is good. I love them shits. I can eat 9 to 10 of them motherfuckers.
Go crazy.
Go crazy. Lil Ice, let me tell you a White Castle story, right? This little nigga, he got me and Coco in the car, so we pull up in White Castle. So he looks up at the shit, he looks at the prices. He sees White Castle prices. He's like, yo, Dad, Coke, this one's on me. Y'all go crazy.
I got you at White Castle, but you talking Mr. Child's daddy. I love you.
Now, that's why he likes White Castle as well. Good food and good prices.
Good prices, you know. But that's what it is. And I'm not a hater, but I hate shit. Stay the fuck out of my plate. This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Now, you know Squarespace's prices are good because Lil Ice was even thinking about treating me to my own page like it was a meal at White Castle. Now is the time to take yourself, your company, and your brand to the final level with your dream website. It's easy to use, has incredibly built templates, and it's fun for everybody. All their plans even come with free e-commerce, so you can even build your own online store with Squarespace like I did on pbhgear.com and icetfinallevel.com. Squarespace's plans start at only $8 a month and come with a free domain name when you sign up for a year. $8 a month. Come on, man, stop playing. Now, if you want to take your first step into true troll prevention, get a dope website, a Squarespace website. For a free trial with no credit card required, just go to squarespace.com. When you're blown away and ready to confirm a plan, use the offer code ICE to get 10% off. You'll be getting a great deal and you'll be supporting this podcast, helping to keep it free for you. That's SQUARESPACE.com, offer code ICE. Thanks again to our dope sponsor. Please support them since they're supporting us. And check this out. Send your Squarespace website to iceandmick@gmail.com, and we might even give you some love on the podcast. This segment of the Final Level podcast is called Philosophy. This philosophy comes from one of my player buddies who I actually did the bull run with, raced across country. His name is Tony King. He put it up on the internet the other day, and I thought it was a jewel. He says, a good judge of character, you know a person's character based on their patience when they have nothing and based on their attitude when they have everything. And I think this basically falls into the asshole factor. You know, people that have nothing, that are, you know, they're all uptight about things, but some people, you know, they might not be doing well, but they're very patient. They're very calm. They're ready to put the work in. They're ready to take their time and get back whatever they had or what they want. That's a very good judge of character, patient people. And then also your attitude when you have everything. You know, when you do have everything, are you trying to shit on people? Are you talking like, hey, I got it and you don't? And that's a great judge of character. You know, I always say character is judged by, do you respect adults? You know what I'm saying? And do you respect parents? You know, I don't care who you are, but when somebody's mother walks into a room, you adjust your behavior. You know what I'm saying? That some people that don't have that, you know, kids, they don't respect kids, you know, they talking and little children walk in the room. I don't care, you be in the most gangster situation. But if somebody's kid walks in the room, you adjust your behavior.
Slow it down.
And their mother, too.
You slow it down.
You adjust your behavior. That's where you could tell a no-class individual and stuff. And another thing, I in this philosophy, people ask me about fame, and I say fame doesn't change people. It amplifies who they really are. You feel me? So when you become famous, if you're an asshole, it allows you to be a bigger asshole. You know what I'm saying? If you're cool, it allows you to be really cool. But it doesn't change you. It just gives you a bigger pedestal to stand on. You know? So this philosophy is about character. And your character is who you are. And you can change your character. Some people have had parts in their life where they're like, you know what? I was really an asshole. Or, you know, I was really a jerk. Or I was really a show-off. You know, being humble, I always said, you know, don't look for compliments. You can't give yourself a compliment. People have to give it to you. You know, you can't say, I'm trying to be great, but I can't say I'm a great actor.
True indeed. Someone else
you gotta say that.
Yeah.
You know, that's like a girl saying, I look good. Like, bitch, what mirror are you looking in? You know, I have to say you look good, you know? And that's right now, our philosophy with the Body Count album. We think we made a great album, but we have to wait
for the reviews and the audience.
And we're crossing our fingers. We're doing the best we can, but we can't tell you, oh, this is a dope album, and if you don't get it, you a sucker. No, that's not how it goes. So concentrate on your own character. That's what you're judged on. When you die, no one gonna say, Ice had a nice car, Ice had this. They're gonna say this was either a good person or a bad person. And that's based on how you carry yourself, your character. Think about that, not how much money you got in your pocket or this, that, and the third. What type of person you are. And that was philosophy. Hey, yo, what's up? This is the Final Level Podcast. Who's this?
Hey, this is Sam. I'm in Chicago. Yeah, I was wondering where you get energy at the end of the day, because I know you have a job on SVU to, you know, write songs and work out and do what you do.
I mean, honestly, I'll be honest. The first thing to go with age is energy. You know, that's why people stop chasing women, because it's just too much energy. Nobody can take it. You know, honestly, some nights I come home, I'm actually just absolutely exhausted because I burn the candle from both ends, you know, but somehow I do it, you know, but I also kind of like, I use the energy of the non-believers, you know. A lot of times people doubt me, and that's one of the things that really gets me the most motivated, you know, like we got our line, Powered by Hate. When I hear people say Ice can't do it again, that's all the more reason. So, you know, that motivates me. I think if everybody liked me, I wouldn't even be able to get up. I'd be like, oh, I'm loved. I'm loved. I can just sit back. I think the fact that people want to say you can't do it, that somebody like me, that's what motivates me the most. But I am tired. Don't get it fucked up. I mean, I'll get up at 6 in the morning and I'll be on the set, you know, till 9 at night. Then I'll go to rehearsal, get home at like 1 or 2 in the morning, wake up the next day. I'm good with 4 hours of sleep. I do about 4 hours of sleep a day.
Sounds like there's no secret to it.
You got to be driven to pull this shit off, you know. And then the funny thing is when people finally do see you, you know, chilling or on a red carpet or something, they think that's the life. You know, that's the real life. The real life is the opposite of that. It's a lot of hard work. But, you know, don't feel sorry for me. They pay me. Don't feel sorry for me. They pay me. And, you know, most people, if they had the options and the opportunities like I do, they bust their ass too. So, you know, it's just getting up to this speed. You know, the problem is when you're used to being at this speed, when it starts slowing down, you start panicking.
Huh. Yeah. You just don't know what to do.
You just don't know what to do. So I always keep other projects, on the back burner, but now I kind of try to limit it to 2 to 3 projects a year. Then not to mention my wife, she's a hustling maniac. She's doing the same thing. So we're trying to make sure we do it, but doesn't separate us, that we can both stay in the same zone. It's crazy, but it's like that for any professional athlete, anybody that's trying to, work at the top of this game. It's very hectic. Hey, thank you for the call, baby. I appreciate you. All right.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Ice-T, Final Level Podcast number 8. Who am I talking to?
You talking to Barry. What's going on, Ice?
From where?
Maryland, dude.
Okay, what's up in Maryland?
You said, back in the first episode, you're going to teach us how to make a sausage sandwich. What's going on with that? What's the sausage sandwich recipe you got?
Oh, you want to know the sausage sandwich recipe? This is what it is. First, you got to go get your Jimmy Dean sausage, those pre-cooked jump-offs, them little jump-offs that come in the box. You warm them up just right. You cook them in the microwave or cook them on the grill. You get them. Then you get some white toast, right? White toast, not that bullshit. You toast that just right. You put mayonnaise on it. You throw about 4 of the sausages across the sandwich. You put a nice piece of American cheese on that. And then it's all nice and soft, and you just cut it down the middle. You got 2 good sides of that. Now, you might need a couple of these sausage sandwiches, but have that with some orange juice. Now, if you really want to boost it up, you take some scrambled eggs with cheese. Softly scramble the eggs and mix that American cheese in there. Put that on top of the sausage. That's your breakfast sandwich. It's messy as hell. I eat them on Ice Loves Coco. When I tell Coco make me a sausage sandwich, goddammit, she knows exactly what I want. A little orange juice and ice. Done with breakfast, baby.
I got you, man. I'm going to put this on, do Cooking with Ice on the podcast.
That's the reason. That's about the only thing I can cook, that and some cereal.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Hey, this is Trish. I'm calling from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Hey, Trish, how you doing?
Well, actually, my husband and I were watching Breakin' 2 a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to call in if you would just tell us a little bit about what it was like making that movie.
Oh, what you going my ooh for, nigga? You would wish you was in a movie.
I was in that movie with
Ernie
you.
was in the movie. Ernie from Body Count is here. He was actually in it. Well, I mean, you got to go to Breakin' 1. Breakin' 1 was we were in there's a club in LA called The Radio, which I used to rap in, and they had found one of my records. I had a record called The Coldest Rap. A guy named Alex Jordanoff brought me in, said come play at his club, and I used to play at this club called The Radio. We had a lot of celebrities came in there. Madonna came in there back in the days, Adam Ant, Malcolm McLaren. So all of a sudden, some people came into this place and said, we're going to make this movie. It's going to be called Breakin'. And I was the MC on the stage, Glove was the DJ, and all the cats that you saw in that first movie were just the dancers. And they basically made a movie based around the club. Okay, that movie was a huge hit. So they came back for Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. This time I was able to put Africa Islam in it. Ernie C was on the stage playing the guitar. And, when you look back at that movie, it looks crazy, but I always quote something from a line from Fargo. It seemed like the right thing to do at the time. Breakin', me being the rapper in Breakin', that was the first vision of a rapper the mainstream had ever seen. Unless you saw Wild Style, you had never seen a rapper before. So on the mainstream, when people saw Ice-T with the Zulu Nation thing and all that, that was the first time anyone had ever seen a rapper. So that's a great thing for me to be able to be, some people's first image of a rapper. All right, well, thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ice-T, Lil Ice, Body Count, and Mick Benzo. You talking on the 8th Final Level Podcast. What's up?
Hi, this is Hope Pennington.
Hi, Hope.
So I have a question. I actually asked Coco this whenever I first met her, but I am an upcoming model and I've done quite a few things. Do you have any advice for me? What can really get my name out there and my photos and, make me really big?
What, are you a booty model like Coco?
A little bit, actually.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm just playing with you. I mean, the thing of it is what you do is the way Coco broke was she started her website, and instead of like selling pictures, she just gave a lot of pictures away. But what she did was she embedded her logo on her pictures. So when you're putting your pictures out there, people know who you are versus just any girl taking a picture by the sink, with the bedroom all fucked up in the background, and, try to get your professional photos out there. And your move would be, you would eventually want to promote something that you're making money off of. You follow me? Like now Coco has her own clothing line. She has her own fitness app, and things of that nature. But it is really hard to break as a model. Models have a very difficult time making money. Any girl that's telling you she's making a lot of money modeling is lying to you. The models that are making an extreme amount of money are the tall, skinny runway models, and they're basically going on tour with designers. So if you're more of a swimsuit model, it will be difficult unless you can obtain a huge fan base. She did it by doing a lot of magazines and kind of broke the mold as the white girl with a booty, keeping it real. And she was the first, and now she has millions of followers and stuff like that. But she transcended that very quickly, and now she's gone into the fitness lane, and she's doing things of that nature. So I would just advise you, if you are putting pictures on the net, tag them, connect a name to it, a logo to it, so that people know who you are, and it helps you build your fan base. Did that help?
Yes, that did a lot. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, that's very good. You take care of yourself, and thank you for being part of the podcast.
Thank you. This is so awesome. You guys have a great day.
It's interesting, especially like a lot of girls want to be models like Coco, but then it's like, where are you going with that? Where are they going to go with that?
Exactly.
And when Coco got in the game, I was like, you're going to have to monetize this. Either you're modeling just to model to be famous, or you want some money.
You're gonna make something out of it, exactly.
And sooner or later, you have to turn it into something. And what Coco has done is she's turned the corner. She started with 80% male fans. Now she has 80% female fans.
Yeah.
And, that's the business at the end of the day, the girls, because guys will look at you, you hot up, and, you married, I'm done.
Right.
But the girls are like, I want to do my hair. She posted the other day a picture of her fingernails and got like 500 followers. I mean, girls want to talk girl talk.
Before we end this podcast, they can go to Ice-T-FinalLevel.com and purchase a Final Level shirt and a podcast shirt right there.
Give that Sean, spit out the website for Powered by Hate.
Powered by Hate website is pbhgear.com. Real simple, pbhgear.com, or you can go poweredbyhate.com. Either way, it'll take you right there. And get something, man. It's right there. I want to shout out to the FLTG, they've been real supportive. I just want to let them know I see them out there. Keep it moving, but it's all good.
But we would definitely like to thank everybody that's been part of the podcast. And in closing, we always say, just do us one favor.
Tell a friend about the podcast, Ice-T-FinalLevel.com, or go to iTunes, or go to Stitchers. One friend, tell the next friend. You're locked inside the podcast with Ice-T and Mick Benzo. We about to be out here. This is number 8, like the numbers at the Las Vegas. Hard 8, baby. Worth money.
I'm out of here like I stole something.
That's how I'm living. 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 That's how I'm living.